Of course, the most angry one is Doberman's direct subordinate admiral, Akainu. When the news of Doberman's death came back, Akainu almost came back from the New World. In the end, it was Sengoku who came forward and suppressed him. Soon, Kizaru came to the meeting room. The conference room was already full of Marine executives, and when they saw Kizaru coming in, several people showed a strange look. Especially Marshal Sengoku and Grand Staff Crane Vice Admiral. "Oh, the old man is late, I'm really sorry." Kizaru smiled wretchedly, walked to his seat and sat down. "Okay, everyone is here, the meeting officially begins." Marshal Sengoku looked around and threw a stack of documents on the conference table. At the same time, the adjutant behind him turned on the projection screen, and a picture of a young man appeared on the screen. "I called you here this time because of the death of Doberman Vice Admiral. The intelligence agency has found out that the murderer of Doberman Vice Admiral is this person." Many Marine executives in the meeting room looked at the projection screen. A few people also picked up the documents to check. This person's name is Lucifer, he is 23 years old, and he was born in the first half of the Grand Line. We have investigated his life clearly. He is nothing special, just an ordinary person. But not long ago, he suddenly emerged and suddenly possessed extremely powerful strength. We guess that he should have obtained the power of devil fruit. Only devil fruit can make an ordinary person become stronger quickly, which is not difficult to guess. What are his abilities? A Marine Vice Admiral asked a question. What fruit can make him so strong? In less than half a month, he can defeat Doberman Vice Admiral and kill thousands of Marine soldiers? The power of devil fruit is very clear to everyone here, although it is terrifying, it is not so exaggerated. They are all high-level Marines, experienced in hundreds of battles, and have dealt with more than 100 capable people. Be confident that you can calmly face anyone with any ability. I have never heard of any fruit that can make an ordinary person suddenly become so strong. Devil fruit needs to be developed. Even if it is Logia, which can make people stronger quickly, it is impossible for an ordinary person to surpass Marine Vice Admiral overnight. You know, Doberman is Naval Headquarters Elite Vice Admiral, Grandmaster 2 Color Haki. Even if you meet someone with Logia ability, you won't lose easily, let alone be killed. That's the point of today's meeting. Marshal Sengoku waved, and the adjutant immediately put on a new photo. And when the new photos appeared, a series of exclamations suddenly sounded in the meeting room. This. How is this possible? Am I dazzled? Are you kidding me? Many Marine executives looked at the photos on the screen, all stunned and unbelievable. Even Admiral Aokiji's pupils widened. Hey, this is a big joke. At this moment, Kizaru finally understood why Sengoku and Suru Vice Admiral looked at him so strangely when he entered the conference room before. This is really scary. Kizaru showed a wretched look, but a hint of shock flashed deep in his eyes. What appeared in front of everyone was a photo of Lucifer using flash power. Countless flashing flying swords poured down and shot at the three warships in the sea. The Marine executives present at the scene are all familiar with this scene, and they are also familiar with this trick. Because it is 90% similar to Admiral Kizaru's special skill Bachi Chong Guyu. It can be said that except for the shape of the light, everything else is the same. Are you kidding? There is only one sparkling fruit. There's no way anyone else has access to the flash. Many Marine executives looked at Kizaru at the same time, full of doubts. If it wasn't for the accurate photo of Lucifer's face, they would have suspected that the murderer was Kizaru himself. Everyone, don't look at the old man with such dangerous eyes, the old man has nothing to do with this person. Kizaru raised the corner of his mouth and said with a lewd expression. At this time, Marshal Sengoku spoke. Marine has confirmed that Lucifer is using the flash power, which is almost as powerful as Kizaru. However, this is not the only power Lucifer can use. Then, the photo on the screen changed again. 3 photos appeared. Above are the pictures of Lucifer using flying sword, sharp blade storm, and wind blade to kill all directions. It can be judged by just looking at the photos that the power of each move is terrifying. There is a legend in Grand Line that newspaper reporters are the strongest spies. Even the CP organization cannot match them. No matter how secret the photos are, they can take them. At present, we are still unable to determine what kind of fruit ability user Lucifer is. It should be a new fruit. But from these photos, we can see that Lucifer has a lot of power at his disposal. He can control metal, wind, and flash. These are very powerful abilities, but at this moment they are gathered on one person. I have to say, he's a very strong threat.
If it is not eradicated as soon as possible, it will definitely become a serious problem for Marine in the future.
After Sengoku finished speaking, there was a dead silence in the conference room. Many Marine executives all looked serious, and a dangerous murderous aura permeated the conference room. Although the information currently available is not complete, the danger of Lucifer has been revealed. The opinions of many Marine executives unanimously reached an agreement: Lucifer must be eradicated as soon as possible. Send troops, we must eradicate Lucifer. The Hawk Vice Admiral Ghost Spider let out a low growl. A dangerous person like this, Marine will never allow him to live in this world. I am willing to lead the team, perform this mission. I would too. Please count me in. Not only the Hawk Marine Vice Admiral, but also the Dove Marine Vice Admiral have also joined the fight. Doberman is a lesson from the past. Just sending a few Vice Admirals is not guaranteed to win Lucifer. Crane Vice Admiral's flat voice sounded. Don't forget, Lucifer still has the ability to fly, and his escape ability is also top-notch. As soon as the words came out, everyone looked at the photo on the screen at the same time. Sure enough, he saw 2 demon wings growing on Lucifer's back. Because the flashing flying sword was too conspicuous, they all ignored it. After viewing the photos, all eyes were on Admiral Kizaru. Vice Admiral is not sure that he can take down Lucifer who can fly. The only one in Marine who has this ability is Admiral Kizaru. Glitter has to be beaten with shimmer. Being stared at by everyone, Kizaru had to put away the wretchedness on his face. It seems that the old man must go for a walk. Okay then, I'll leave it to you, Kizaru. Marshal Sengoku also gave the order at this time. The time for dispatching troops is set for tomorrow, so prepare yourself. Okay, the old man knows. Kizaru nodded, but he was really troubled because it meant his vacation would be ruined again. And to see what Sengoku meant, he worked overtime this time, and Sengoku didn't plan to pay overtime pay. Hey, the old man's work is really hard. I really envy some people who can sleep well every day without having to work overtime. Kizaru looked at Aokiji who was sitting next to him, and when Sengoku called out Kizaru's name, Aokiji had already put on a blindfold and fell asleep. Because he knew that there was nothing for him in the future. The hunting mission is led by Kizaru. Crane, you are responsible for issuing Lucifer's reward order. At the end of the meeting, Sengoku gave the final order. I see. Crane Vice Admiral nodded. On the endless sea, the sea breeze is blowing, and a pirate ship sails quietly on the sea. Lucifer was lying on the bow of the boat, soaking up the sun, holding a glass of red wine in his hand, listening to music, living a very leisurely life. Well, the Kangtu red wine produced in 1452 is really good, with a long aftertaste. Lucifer took a sip of red wine and nodded secretly. This is the spoils he got from killing the pirates, a bottle of expired red wine over 50 years old. It's been a week since the killing of Vice Admiral Doberman. This week, Lucifer is rushing to Crescent Island. With another 2 days' journey, Lucifer will arrive at Crescent Island. Cuckoo, cluck. Just then, a flock of newsbirds flew over Lucifer's head. When Lucifer noticed the newsbird also noticed the pirate ship on the sea. One of the newsbirds fell from the sky and landed beside Lucifer. You are really brave. Lucifer raised his eyebrows and smiled, flicked his fingers, and a coin shot out, just right into the money pot on Newsbird's chest. Then, Newsbird took out a newspaper and gave it to Lucifer. Lucifer took the newspaper and opened it, and saw the reward order in the newspaper at a glance. After waiting for several days, it finally came out. This reward order is clearly Lucifer himself, and the photo is a picture of himself casting the 8-foot Chong Guyu. In the photo, Lucifer spreads his demon wings, summons endless flashing flying swords, and floats in the sky. How handsome the pose is, how much Haki you want. I have to say, these reporters' photography skills are really good. With such a handsome picture of him, Lucifer is ashamed to hold him accountable for secretly taking pictures. It's just that the bounty is a bit low. Lucifer looked at the reward amount on the reward order and was a little dissatisfied. The devil, Lucifer, has a bounty of 230 million Baileys. He has committed a heinous crime, and he does not care about life or death. He killed a naval headquarters elite vice admiral, plus thousands of marine soldiers, and the reward was only 230 million. No need to guess, Lucifer knows that naval headquarters must have suppressed Lucifer's reward amount. In the grand line, a pirate's first bounty often represents his potential. The higher the amount, the greater the potential. But if the bounty is set too high, it will appear that Naval Headquarters is incompetent and loses face. According to Lucifer's record this time, the bounty set by Naval Headquarters must exceed at least 500 million. But that's impossible. Since the establishment of Marine, there has never been a pirate whose bounty exceeds 500 million for the first time. What Lucifer didn't know was that the 230 million bounty was also the result of many discussions in Naval Headquarters. The bounty originally set by some Marine advisors was 100 million berries, which was finally raised to 230 million berries by Crane Vice Admiral. Lucifer is too dangerous, and the bounty is too low, which may cause the branch Marine to look down upon him. At that time, if casualties are caused, it will be too late to regret. Forget it. Let's keep it low. It won't be long before the amount will go up. Lucifer threw the reward order into the sea. He has no hobby of collecting his reward orders, and he is not on his own ship now. Now that you've become a pirate, it's time to form your own pirate group. First of all, we need to find a few capable crew members. Lucifer had a few targets in mind, and these were the crew members he was looking for next. In New World, on a vast ocean, a huge killer whale pirate ship is riding the wind and waves. On the huge mast, a pirate flag is fluttering in the wind. The symbol on the pirate flag made countless pirates all over the world fearful, and no force dared to challenge this flag. Even in the New World, where there are so many powerful people, the deterrent power of this flag ranks first. Because this is the flag of the Whitebeard Pirates, and behind this flag is Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world. In the old days, Whitebeard was a strong man on par with One Piece Luo Jia. In the age of the great pirates, Whitebeard was the first to ascend the throne. After 2 eras, Whitebeard's reputation has long been a legend. On the Moby Dick, Marco jumped from the mast with a newspaper and came to Whitebeard. Dad, something big has happened in paradise. Recently, a new guy has appeared, and the first bounty has reached 230 million. With that, Marco handed Whitebeard a reward order. Don't make such a fuss, Marco. Whitebeard took the reward order, glanced at it for a while, and laughed generously. Gu la 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 la. Today's young people are really in a hurry. A young boy dares to run wild in the sea. In Whitebeard's eyes, Lucifer is really just a kid. Whitebeard has seen a lot of newcomers like Lucifer. Hey, Marco, who is that guy? You're so interested. Yeah, let's see that too. TCH, what's so good about it? He's just a kid who just debuted. How strong can he be? We are the Whitebeard Pirates. A group of pirates sat on the deck and held a banquet. Some people were very interested in what Marco said, but some showed disdain. Just because they are members of the Whitebeard Pirates. Since joining this pirate group, they only know what is invincible. As long as you have a Whitebeard tattoo on your body, no matter where you go, no one dares to provoke them. Over the years, many pirates have developed the habit of having their eyes above the top. Marco stared at a pair of dead fish eyes, and said calmly, "It's a newcomer named Lucifer, and his strength is not weak, especially his fruit ability, which is very strong." Marco bought a lot of newspapers, so he got a lot of rewards. After several interested pirates received the reward order and looked at it, they all showed shock. Hey, this isn't. Ah, that's right, it's Admiral Kizaru's ability. He can actually use Kizaru's ability. Is Kizaru dead? Impossible. That's Marine Admiral. If Kizaru had died, Naval Headquarters would have been turned upside down. Many pirates recognized at a glance that Lucifer used the flash power. And in this sea, only Marine Admiral Kizaru can use this power. Admiral Kizaru's ability has also made countless pirates frightened. Even their Whitebeard pirates are extremely afraid. Lucifer can use this power, no matter who he is now, as long as he doesn't die halfway, he will definitely become a world-renowned powerhouse in the future. Now, this group of pirates with their eyes above the top dare not underestimate Lucifer anymore. Kizaru didn't die, but there was a second person who can use flash. This guy's luck is really good. Yes, if I get this fruit, this brat is really lucky. Most of the Whitebeard pirates are very jealous of Lucifer. On the sea, a powerful devil fruit is often chased by countless people, and many people will risk their lives for a powerful fruit. What's more, killing companions and even captains is not surprising. For a newcomer like Lucifer to gain such a powerful ability, these old pirates who have been in the New World for more than 10 years are naturally envious. Gu la 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 la, the sea is very vast. It is not unusual to have similar abilities, and there is nothing to envy. If you want good abilities, go find them yourself. There are so many powerful devil fruits. Whitebeard's laughter echoed in the ears of every pirate. Dad is right. We are the Whitebeard Pirates, we can find any fruit we want. We have Daddy, even without devil fruit, we are the strongest pirate group in the world. Ha 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 ha, everyone, don't worry about that brat. Let's have a banquet, let's have a banquet. A group of pirates threw the bounty order and continued the banquet. Soon, the usual laughter resumed on the whole ship. Only Blackbeard, who was sitting in the corner, looked at the reward order in his hand, with a hint of greed in his eyes. But soon, this greed was well hidden by him, and his expression returned to the harmless nature of humans and animals in the past. Hidden for more than 10 years, Blackbeard's acting skills have already been perfected, reaching the level of, ah no, the best actor. Flash power, although good, is not the fruit I want. Dark fruit is the strongest, my choice can't be wrong. As long as I get dark fruit, my ambition will come true. At that time, the Whitebeard pirates will not be able to restrain me and Dad. Whitebeard glanced at Whitebeard's back, then lowered his head instantly. He didn't dare to show any malice, for fear that Whitebeard would perceive it. Dark fruit, where the hell are you? Blackbeard has been looking for dark fruit since he went to sea. But more than 10 years have passed, and dark fruit still hasn't appeared. Seeing new strong men constantly appearing in the sea, Blackbeard felt a little more anxious. If he waits any longer, he really has no chance. After all, it's not just Whitebeard who gets old, he gets old too. New World, Wanokuni. This is Kaido territory, home of the Beast's pirates, and a place in the New World that no one dares to trespass. Master Kaido, a very interesting newcomer, appeared in the first half of the Grand Line, and a reward of 230 million Baileys was offered for the first time. I heard that his fruit ability is very strong, the same as Admiral Kizaru. A pirate sent a bounty to Kaido. Kaido drank heartily with a wine gourd, and at the same time glanced at the bounty out of the corner of his eye, and smiled disdainfully. A mere brat. What do you care about? Even if I have the same ability as that yellow monkey, what's the use? No one can kill me anyway. If it's Zone, Lousy can still accept him as a subordinate. Kaido of the Beasts is dedicated to forming the strongest Zone pirate group, and is only interested in those with Zone abilities. Although Lucifer is brilliant, Kaido doesn't like him. Hey, Jin, haven't you found enough Zone users yet? Kaido put down the wine gourd, looked at the flame beside him, and asked with a low growl. Lousy's subordinates are not enough. If this continues, when will Lousy launch a war to destroy the world? I'm sorry, Governor Kaido. There are already few capable people, and it will take more time to form an army of Zone-capable people. Yan Calamity Ember was also very helpless. There are only a few capable people, and even fewer are Zone. Not to mention forming an army of Zone ability users? Simply whimsical. Of course, Jin would not say this idea. That would only annoy Kaido, and he would be beaten in vain. It would be great if Zone Devil Fruit could be man-made, then Lousy would be able to continuously produce Zone-capable people. Kaido suddenly had a whim. How is this possible? Flame Calamity Ember only thought it was another whimsy of his own captain. But what Yan Wanjin didn't know was that this idea actually came true a few years later. On the other side, on a small island in New World, the Red Hair Pirates are stationed here. Ha 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 ha, it's amazing. For this newcomer, the reward for the first time was 230 million Baileys. The first time I was offered a reward, it was only 20 million. Don't compare yourself with others. The more you compare, the less confident you are. Nani? What nonsense are you talking about? Lousy is now a big pirate with a bounty of 480 million. The bounty is much higher than this brat. Woohoo, 480 million. It's amazing, I'm so scared. I was offered a reward of 550 million, did I say anything? The members of the Red Hair Pirates gathered together for a banquet, and the atmosphere was lively. Although this group of pirates looks heartless, they are all very powerful. Catch one pirate with a reward of over 100 million, big. There are quite a few pirates with a reward of more than 500 million. And their captain, the red-haired Shanks, is a super pirate with a bounty of more than 3 billion, and the quasi-4 emperors of New World. In the original book, Marine mentioned at the meeting in 1522, when the red-haired Shanks had been the 4 emperors for 6 years. That is, redheads became the 4 emperors in 1516. The current time period is just beginning in 1516, which means that the redheads are fighting to become the 4 emperors, and they are still one step away from becoming the real 4 emperors. The newcomers are really amazing. The red-haired Shanks sat on a rock, looked at the reward in his hand, and smiled. Why, who does he remind you of? The first officer, Beckman. put a glass of wine beside the redhead and asked, puffing out smoke rings. "Ah, I did think of someone, but it's too early for him, and I have to wait a few more years. I'm just lamenting this era." After drinking a glass of wine, Shanks said with a long sigh, "Another young man who inherits the will of Captain Luogia has gone to sea. Sooner or later, this seed will grow into a towering tree." Shanks inherited the will of Luogia, the One Piece king. In his eyes, these outstanding newcomers who go to sea are the extension of Luogia's will. "Little ones, the party is on." Redhead stood up and yelled. "Captain, didn't you say you were feeling unwell?" Yes, Captain, the doctor says you mustn't drink." "Idiot. How can you not drink as a pirate?" Shanks scoffed. "And after the banquet is over, we will have a big battle with the Henry Pirates. If you don't eat and drink enough, how can you have the strength to fight?" The current redhead has not yet become the 4 emperors. In the New World, there are 3 emperors, and countless powerful pirates are vying for the last emperor's throne. Shanks led the Red Hair Pirates, and several powerful pirate groups are fighting for territory. Only the final victor can ascend to the throne and sit on an equal footing with Whitebeard, Bigmom, and Kaido of the Beasts. With the spread of Lucifer's reward order, Lucifer's name also began to spread in the world. Many big figures and forces have noticed the existence of Lucifer, and at the same time know his record of beheading Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. Young, capable, outstandingly qualified, and decisive, Lucifer's various qualities have made many big shots optimistic about Lucifer's future. As long as he doesn't die halfway, he will definitely become a big trouble for Marine in the future. This is the common view of many big pirates. Lucifer is already famous all over the world. The first half of the Grand Line is on the Endless Sea. Lucifer stood on the bow of a pirate ship, looked at an island in the sea ahead, and smiled. Finally reached. The small island ahead is Crescent Island, which is also Lucifer's goal this time. There are so many people here, now there are some to play. Lucifer glanced at the surrounding sea, which was full of pirate ships. There are still new pirate groups arriving in the rear sea area. Boom. 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 Accompanied by a burst of artillery bombardment, a pirate ship was bombed and sunk, destroying the ship and killing everyone. The winner stood on the boat and laughed arrogantly. The laughter was extremely harsh. Before landing on the island, the cannibalism among the pirates has already begun. There are long-distance artillery bombardments and close-range battles, and the fighting methods are different. A pirate group that is not strong enough can't even land on Crescent Island. "Hey, kid, are you the only one on this boat?" Suddenly, a burst of ridicule sounded from behind, followed by a pirate ship. The pirate ship was twice the size of Lucifer's feet, and the ship was full of vicious pirates, with hundreds of people. "Is this really bad? There's only one brat. Quack 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 quack, are all his companions dead? It's really pitiful. Hey, Sally, why don't you give him a ride? Let him meet his companions." "Ha ha ha ha, that's a good idea. No, this little brother is quite handsome, it's a pity to die." Hey, Bana, are you a nympho again?" A group of pirates stood on the deck, staring at Lucifer as if they were a prey. The male pirates looked fierce, but a few female pirates stared at Lucifer in a nympho. If the female pirate is beautiful, Lucifer doesn't mind showing mercy and having a romantic relationship. But it's a pity that these female pirates are all ugly, with bucket waists and fat all over their bodies. Lucifer took a look and almost vomited the overnight meal. "Hey, kid, if you kneel down and beg for mercy, maybe we can spare your life. Come on, beg for mercy. Ha 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 ha." The pirate ship got closer and closer, and the laughter became more and more harsh. "It's really noisy." Lucifer had no expression on his face, and raised his hand lightly, flash rays. A laser shot out from Lucifer's fingertips, instantly piercing through the pirate ship behind. With a loud bang, the entire pirate ship was blown up into a great fireball. Hundreds of pirates were terrified, and before they could scream, they were engulfed in the sea of AA flames, leaving no bones left. Ding. Host killed the pirate Bartley and got 6,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Bana and got 2,500 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirate Sally and got 1,700 killing points. Ding. Host kills the pirates and gets 400 killing points. A series of system prompts sounded, and the pirate group provided Lucifer with 16,000 killing points. Adding what Lucifer originally had, Lucifer's total kill points came to 80,000. A group of miscellaneous fish, it's too sad. Lucifer shook his head and drove the pirate ship to speed up towards Crescent Island. And the battle that happened here was clearly seen by the surrounding pirate groups. Hey, what kind of ability was that just now? Isn't it too scary? With just one blow, the Bartley pirates were actually destroyed. This ability is a bit familiar, I seem to have heard of it somewhere. Flash Ray, isn't this Admiral Kizaru's ability? Some pirates thought of Kizaru and suddenly showed panic. Could it be Marine Admiral here? Impossible. That person is just a young kid, not Kizaru at all, and there is no trace of Marine in the surrounding sea. I remembered, he's Lucifer, the new guy who's been in the limelight lately. A pirate suddenly yelled. I heard that his ability is the same as that of Marine Admiral Kizaru. He is very powerful, at the level of a monster. More and more pirates recognized Lucifer's identity, and they also found Lucifer's reward order. The devil Lucifer, with a bounty of 230 million Baileys, has committed a heinous crime, regardless of life or death. The people in the photos looked exactly like the people they saw. I have encountered this kind of monster since I came here. It seems that it will be very difficult to compete for Captain John's treasure this time. A pirate captain shook his head and sighed. No matter what kind of monster he is, as long as he dares to rob Lousy for treasure, Lousy will kill him. A pirate captain is murderous. The treasure must belong to Lousy. Although afraid of Lucifer's strength, none of the pirates escaped. As long as they think of the huge treasure left by Captain John, these pirates have nothing to fear. Money touches people's hearts, and these pirates have been blinded by the treasure. For money, they can do everything. Soon, Lucifer's ship came to the port. After landing, Lucifer went straight to the small town in the center of Crescent Island. Observation Haki spread out, covering almost the entire town. Lucifer sensed some malicious eyes secretly watching Lucifer. Their auras were all locked by Lucifer one by one. It's not bad, it's comparable to Marine Rear Admiral. That's okay too. There are so many prey, it really is the best hunting ground. Lucifer appeared on the roof of a tall building, looking at the town below, with an evil smile on his lips. 99% of the powerful people in the town are remembered by Lucifer. Only when the time comes, can the hunting feast begin. Don't be in a hurry, wait a little longer, someone will come later. Lucifer looked at the pirate ships that kept approaching in the distance, and temporarily suppressed the killing intent in his heart. Do it now, although you can harvest a batch of killing points, but the follow-up pirates may not dare to come because of fear. It is safest to wait until the famous pirates are almost here, and then catch them all in one go. Only then can the harvest be maximized. A few days later, in the middle of the night, the small town of Crescent Island was still ablaze with flames and buzzing with people. Countless pirates occupy the small town. They make trouble, fight, and plunder, causing the aborigines in the small town to complain. But none of these residents dared to resist these pirates. They fled the town one after another and hid on the remote coastline behind the island. Some residents even took the risk to go directly to the sea and left the island. In just a few days, the town was occupied by pirates. This is the cruelty of this world. Lucifer sat in the corner of a tavern, looked at the pirates who were fighting wantonly around him, and shook his head slightly. He has been in this world for almost 2 months, and he has seen similar scenes countless times. At first, Lucifer had the idea of ahoing the strong and helping the weak, but later, he gave up. This is the normal state of the One Piece world, and he alone cannot change it. The law of the jungle, the law of the jungle. Since it exists, it naturally has the meaning of its existence. Lucifer doesn't have the heart of Mary, he can't save so many people. After all, in the eyes of the world, Lucifer is now also a vicious pirate with many crimes. Boom. With a gunshot, a pirate was headshot, and his body fell into a pool of blood. Immediately, the two parties fought together. A battle broke out in the tavern, and the surrounding pirates shouted and raised their fists to add to the fun. After one side wins, stronger pirates join the battle and defeat the victorious side. At this time, Captain John's treasure has not been discovered. These pirates search for treasure during the day, and kill each other at night to eradicate competitors. Suddenly, a group of 20 or so people came to Lucifer's table under the leadership of a tall man. Your Excellency is Lucifer. I've known you for a long time. I'm Wade, the captain of the Hacksaw Pirates. What's up? Lucifer frowned. The plain gesture, perfunctory attitude, and Lucifer's disdain were vividly expressed, which immediately made the pirate behind Wade furious. They were about to explode when they were suppressed by Wade. The corner of Wade's mouth twitched, and he said with a dry smile, There are a lot of pirates on the island now. I know that you are very powerful, so I want to cooperate with you. When Captain John's treasure is found, we will split it 50-50. Some pirates can kill each other, and of course some cooperate with each other. The cooperation of several pirate groups is more likely to successfully seize the treasure. The Hacksaw Pirates obviously took a fancy to Lucifer's strength. However, they found the wrong object. Lucifer smiled. Want to work with me? Are you qualified? What did you say? Dare you bastard say that again? Before Wade could speak, the two pirate soldiers behind him couldn't take it anymore. Asshole, our captain invited you because he thinks highly of you. You do not want. Boom. Before the words fell, the two roaring pirates suddenly exploded, and the flesh and blood scattered all over their bodies, splashing the pirates next to them. Even Wade's face was covered in blood. The many pirates who have been paying attention to this side all gasped when they saw this scene. They all know that Lucifer is strong and can use the same abilities as Admiral Kizaru. But I didn't expect him to be so terrifying. No one could see how Lucifer shot just now. The two pirates seem to have exploded by themselves. It is because we cannot see that we are afraid. The captain is talking. Don't interrupt the trash fish casually. Lucifer moved his finger away, aiming at Wade's brow. Wade froze in place, not daring to move, sweating all over his body. Looking at that slender finger, Wade seemed to see the deadliest weapon for killing. During the day, he saw with his own eyes that Lucifer defeated a pirate group with one finger. I'm sorry. My subordinates are rude. Your Excellency, please be merciful, we will leave now. He thought that holding Lucifer's thigh would give him a chance to get the treasure, but Wade didn't expect that Lucifer would be so moody that he would kill someone if he disagreed. Now that the cooperation has not been reached, he himself fell into a death crisis. Lucifer smiled calmly. Since you're here, don't leave. You are right in saying that there are too many pirates on the island, so it is best for you to die here. Flash ray. As soon as the words fell, a golden light shot out, instantly piercing Wade's eyebrows. The laser pierced through the walls of the tavern and flew into the distance, and the explosion formed a huge fireball. You. Wade's hand was still on the handle of the knife, obviously wanting to do it. But unfortunately, his speed is too slow. Before he could react, he was already dead. With a plop, Wade's body fell to the ground powerlessly. Ding. Host killed the pirate Wade guy and got 12,000 killing points. The system's prompt sounded, and Lucifer's total kill points reached 92,000. The tavern fell into dead silence. The pirates around were dumbfounded, and when they looked at Lucifer, there was deep fear in their eyes. This man was horrible, moody, and there was no warning before killing. Wade was a pirate with a reward of over 100 million, but he couldn't even draw his sword in front of Lucifer and was instantly killed. Captain, the captain is dead. No, how could the captain die? Monster. This man is a monster. Run away, you will be killed. After the 20 or so pirates of the Hacksaw Pirates came back to their senses, they immediately fled in a panic. The legs of the pirates were weak, and they fell to the ground as soon as they opened their legs, unable to stand up again. Forgive me. Please. The pirates were so frightened that they peed their pants, spoke inarticulately and incoherently. In the next second, several flying swords pierced through the air and pierced their chests. Blood spattered and screamed again and again. In the blink of an eye, more than 20 pirates were all dead. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 1,700 killing points. Ding. Host killed the pirates and got 1,300 killing points. Among the more than 20 pirates, only 2 pirates were a little bit stronger, providing Lucifer with 3,000 kill points. The rest of the pirates are all trashfish, worthless parallel imports. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age, 23. Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit physique, hell demon. Armament Haki. Advanced observation Haki. Advanced. Conqueror's Haki. Advanced kill points, 95,000. This time, Lucifer's total kill points reached 95,000. With only the last 5,000 left, Lucifer will be able to purchase Conqueror's Haki. It's only 5,000, so there's no need to wait any longer. Lucifer set his sights on the many pirates in the tavern. That's the way a beast looks at its prey. The hundreds of pirates in the tavern saw the murderous intent in Lucifer's eyes, and immediately screamed in terror. Run. I don't know which pirate shouted, and the pirates in the tavern fled towards the door at the same time. Some pirates broke windows or even walls to escape. In the next second, the whispers of the devil sounded in everyone's ears. Sharp storm. Countless flying swords and long knives flew through the air, piercing the chests of pirates wherever they went. On the street outside the tavern, countless pirates fled in all directions. Because of the extremely shrill screams coming from inside the tavern, the windows were also continuously splashed with blood. The screams lasted only 2 seconds, and soon disappeared. Then, Lucifer came out of the tavern with a faint smile. After a wave of killings, Lucifer's killing points have exceeded 100,000, and he can buy the abilities he wants. Under the dark night, when the pirates hiding in the dark saw the smiling Lucifer, they felt cold all over their bodies and trembled with fear. In their eyes, Lucifer is a complete monster. There is no reason for him to kill, let alone reason. Until Lucifer disappeared into the night, many pirates dared to come out. A daring pirate went to the tavern to take a look, and was frightened, and the screams of terror spread throughout the small half of the town. The tavern is full of corpses, blood is flowing like a river, and it has become a hell. Hundreds of pirates were pierced through the chest by a sharp sword and died. Some unlucky pirates had several long swords stuck in their bodies, and they were almost dismembered. Fear still remained on the faces of many pirates, with distorted expressions. People can't help but wonder what happened to them before they died. Many pirates claimed to be murderous, but when they saw this scene, they were all frightened and trembling. Compared with Lucifer's methods, they are far behind. Soon, news of Lucifer's bloodbath at the pirate tavern spread throughout Crescent Island. All the pirate captains were afraid of Lucifer, and ordered their subordinates not to provoke Lucifer. Many pirates who wanted to cooperate with Lucifer also gave up the idea. They don't want to be killed if they fail to cooperate like Wade. As for the remnants of the Hacksaw pirates, after Wade's death, they were immediately divided by several pirates and declared dead. Finding a hotel at random, after entering the room, Lucifer opened the system store. System: buy Conqueror's Haki winding skills. Ding. The Conqueror's Haki entanglement skill has been successfully purchased, 100,000 kill points have been deducted, and the remaining kill points are 1,500. A force appeared and flowed through the limbs. Lucifer's mind suddenly had many Conqueror's Haki skills. People who have Conqueror's Haki use it in different ways. The most common is staring to kill, but there are also differences, such as Doflamingo, he has never used stare kill. These are the most basic skills. As long as Conqueror's Haki reaches the elementary level, they can be mastered automatically. One of the most critical is the way Conqueror's Haki is wound. Knowing this trick, Lucifer can use the Conqueror's Haki as well as the armament Haki. Wrapped around the weapon and covered the body. Once mastered, Lucifer will be able to fully unleash the true power of Conqueror's Haki. And when Conqueror's is combined with armed colors, the power will be even more terrifying. This is not simply 1 + 1 = 2, but an exponential jump. It's really worth it to spend 100,000 killing points. Lucifer raised his hand and clenched his fist, a red force wrapped around the fist. Although not inspired, the power contained within is extremely powerful. This is Conqueror's Haki winding. Properties panel. Host. Lucifer age. 23 Devil fruit. Word spirit fruit. Physique. Hell demon armament Haki. Advanced. Observation Haki. Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Advanced. Kill points. 1,500. After this consumption, my killing points are almost exhausted again. Lucifer looked at the properties panel and shook his head slightly. His journey to earn killing points will start again. What? At this moment, there was a scream outside. Murderer. It's a murderer. The murderer has appeared, run away. Lucifer opened the window and looked towards the street, only to see dozens of pirates fleeing in a hurry, each with a terrified expression. It was as if some beast was chasing and killing them behind them. Call. A whirlwind blew by. Blood spurted out of the pirates one by one, and they let out screams. That gust of wind seemed to have life, and was desperate to kill. After the strong wind blew, dozens of pirates all fell into a pool of blood. These pirates died in horror, with sword wounds all over their bodies. There are as few as a dozen or as many as 100, as if they have been punished by Ling Kai. It all happened so quickly, so quickly. Some of these pirates didn't react at all, and were killed by the violent wind. The rest of the pirates tried to escape, but Murderer was in hot pursuit. As the strong wind flashed by, more than a dozen pirates were killed. This method is very similar to a person. Lucifer looked at the gale that was killing people on the street, and a figure appeared in his mind. That's right, it's not the wind that kills, but humans. Lucifer's observation Haki clearly sensed that the wind was transformed by humans. It's just that his speed is too fast and his swordsmanship is too fast, so it's like a gust of wind. Clang. 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 The wind howled, sword lights lit up, and vacuum slashes flew. Soon, the streets made of marble and the houses on both sides were covered with sword marks. Call out. Suddenly, the gust of wind passed away in a flash, and it actually teleported to Lucifer. In the blink of an eye, a long sword was already slashing towards his neck. The wall of vacuum, an invisible transparent wall, appeared in front of Lucifer, blocking the slash. Killing Quangfeng's real body appeared, and it was a ferocious and terrifying maniac's smiling face. It really is him. Lucifer recognized the person who was coming. There is only one person who can possess such fast swordsmanship and kill people at night, as fast as the wind, White Horse Cavendish. Lucifer remembers that Cavendish ended up as a member of the Straw Hats in the original book. He has a dual personality and murderous sleepwalking. When sleeping and dreaming, the second personality Hakuba will run out, extremely cruel and bloodthirsty. Cavendish himself is a very powerful swordsman, and after becoming the second personality Hakuba, his swordsmanship is twice as strong as the deity. Because of killing too many people, he was called Rommel's Weasel by Marine, and was expelled from his own country for this reason. In the original book, Cavendish entered the New World in 1519, and now it is 1516, so he is set to be in the first half of the Grand Line. Is this guy here to join in the fun? Lucifer flicked his fingers, and the wall of vacuum immediately knocked Cavendish out. His body turned into a cannonball, smashing a building opposite into ruins. Swish. 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 A burst of sword light lit up, and the ruins of the building were split into rubble. Cavendish jumped out of the ruins with an even more terrifying expression. The manic smile on his mouth widened. The second personality, Hakuba, is extremely bloodthirsty and eager to fight. The stronger the opponent, the more excited Hakuba will be. Call out. With a flash, Hakuba charged towards Lucifer again. I don't like fighting crazy people. Lucifer raised his palm and lowered it lightly, gravity crushes. With a loud bang, gravity appeared out of thin air, enveloped Hakuba, and smashed it to the ground. The center of the street was sunken, and a large circular pit appeared. Hakuba was pinned down on the ground, unable to move. Lucifer fell from the sky and landed next to Hakuba. With a movement of the finger, gravity becomes stronger again. Puff. Hakuba spat out a mouthful of blood, his eyes turned white. Suffering heavy injuries, Hakuba fell into a deep sleep, and his frightened face, laughing wildly, returned to Cavendish's original appearance. Lucifer regained gravity and kicked Cavendish out. Boom. 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 The Cavendish runs through 3 buildings in a row, eventually being buried by rubble debris. Lucifer didn't kill him, and Cavendish's aura still existed. Cavendish is one of the crew Lucifer plans to recruit. This guy is very talented, it's a pity to kill him like this. Ah. It hurts so much, who dares to hit my handsome face? Cavendish likes to refer to himself as the sun. Cavendish jumped out of the ruins, holding his right cheek, mouth full of fangs. His right cheek has been swollen from Lucifer's kick, the corner of his mouth is bleeding, and even several teeth are missing. Cavendish's personality is completely different from that of Hakuba, not only a talker, but also a funny one. At the same time, he is also extremely narcissistic, paying more attention to appearance than life. Asshole, are you Lucifer? Did you do it? How dare you hurt my handsome face? Cavendish noticed Lucifer on the street and rushed over aggressively. However, at the next moment, several flying swords shot out and shot at Cavendish. Swish. 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 Cavendish stood still, not daring to move, a few drops of cold sweat dripping from his forehead. Cavendish stood still, not daring to move, a few drops of cold sweat dripping from his forehead. More than a dozen sharp long swords hovered around him, locking on his vitals. A recent sword had pierced the skin on his throat, and a trace of blood flowed out. As long as the long sword advances a little further, it can pierce his throat. Hey, don't be impulsive, just speak up if you have something to say. Cavendish panicked and waved his hands quickly. It was only at this time that he realized that the guy in front of him was not simple, but a monster with terrifying strength. You just killed me without warning, you should be ready to be killed, right? Lucifer smiled faintly and walked slowly towards Cavendish. The world of pirates is very cruel. If you lose, you can only die. As he said that, Lucifer was about to make a move, and the control of the flying sword advanced another point. Hey, stop, misunderstanding, it's all misunderstanding. Cavendish shouted quickly, I didn't shoot you, it was Hakuba. That guy did it, it's none of my business. Cavendish was about to cry. This time he was really screwed by Hakuba. In the past, Hakuba caused a lot of trouble when he came out to kill people, but this time he even provoked a monster. Cavendish wanted to cry a little, he felt that he was too difficult. Are you kidding me, Cavendish? Lucifer smiled evilly, I've heard about you, so you think that if the second personality kills you, you can stay out of it? There is nothing so good in this world. For the sake of justice, it is best for you, a murderer, to die here. Lucifer slowly raised his finger, aiming at Cavendish's brow. Justice? What are you kidding, murderous pirate? Are these two words what you should say? Are you stupid? Or am I stupid? Compared with me, you are a murderer, right? Don't think I don't know about your bloodbath of the pirate tavern? The blood of those corpses is still not cold. Cavendish was going crazy, roaring wildly in his heart, but he didn't dare to say these words. I had to show bitterness on my face, so what? Do I still have a chance? Have. Cavendish, who thought he would get a negative answer, was overjoyed when he heard the word, yes. My pirate group has just been established, and I still need a few subordinates. I am willing to join your pirate group and be your subordinate. Before Lucifer finished speaking, Cavendish couldn't wait. Don't force it, I never like to force others. Not at all, not at all. Cavendish shouted quickly, it's my honor to be your subordinate. I feel that I was born to be your subordinate. Captain Lucifer, from now on, I will be your crew member. If you have something to say, don't be polite to me. When Cavendish said this, he bit his lip, his eyes were tearful, but he had to force a smile. The expression is even more contorted than Hakuba. But he has no choice. If you don't agree, I will die here tonight. Damn it, I shouldn't have come to Crescent Island to join in the fun. Cavendish now regrets leaving the country very much and came to Crescent Island. Yes, you are very promising. I am short of talents like you. Since you agree, I will spare your life. With a hook of Lucifer's finger, all the flying swords suspended beside Cavendish fell to the ground. Thank you, Captain. I will definitely serve the captain wholeheartedly in the future. Cavendish breathed a sigh of relief, and then showed a flattering smile. Of course, what was going on in his mind, Lucifer didn't know. However, Lucifer is not worried about Cavendish's betrayal. After all, his strength is completely above Cavendish. Cavendish is a smart guy who knows what to do. Let's go. There has been a lot of trouble all night. Too many people have died here, and the air is stinky. Let's go to another place to spend the night. Lucifer turned and walked away. Too many dead? Cavendish looked at the dozens of corpses under his feet, a little speechless. That's all. How can I compare with you? You have killed many more people than me, and your methods are much more ruthless. Hey, what are you doing in a daze? Do you want to sneak away? Lucifer's voice came from afar. Where is it? Don't be kidding me, Captain. How dare I slip away? Cavendish hurriedly followed. Soon, the two disappeared into the night. As for the dead pirates, no one would pay attention to them. Today's Crescent Island town is very chaotic, and people die every day. After the Aborigines were driven away, the corpses of the pirates were lying on the street and no one cleaned them up. The next day, early morning, a ray of sunlight fell through the window and onto Lucifer's bed. Lucifer opened his eyes and woke up from his sleep. Getting out of bed and walking to the window, I stretched involuntarily, and my bones all over my body made crackling sounds. The Hell Demon's physique is very strong. Even if Lucifer does not need to practice, his body can continue to become stronger. Boom boom boom. There was a knock on the door. Captain, are you up? Breakfast is ready. Cavendish's voice sounded outside. Come in. Yes, Captain. Cavendish opened the door and walked into the room, followed by a few maids behind him pushing a beautiful breakfast. Captain Lucifer, this is an exquisite breakfast prepared by me, please take it easy. Looking at the beautiful maid and the exquisite breakfast, Lucifer secretly sighed that this guy is worthy of being a prince, and his lifestyle is really different from ordinary people. In the world of One Piece, big shots are always served. Lucifer also thinks that such a life is wonderful. After all, he has strength now, and it's not bad to enjoy a corrupt life. In the previous life, these could only be based on fantasy. Sit down and eat together, Lucifer said. Afterwards, Lucifer and Cavendish dined together, and a beautiful maid stood by her side to serve her. How is the situation on the island? Is there any news about the treasure? Lucifer asked while eating. No, More than a dozen pirate groups have been looking for it for almost a month, and Crescent Island is almost turned over by them, but there is still no clue. Cavendish came earlier than Lucifer, and he has been on the island for almost half a month. The earliest pirate group even landed on the island a month ago. In the past month, pirate groups have been landing on Crescent Island. There are pirates searching for treasures on the island day and night. But unfortunately, no one found the treasure. Instead, the pirates killed each other, and many people died. There are already more than 20 pirate groups that perished due to lack of strength. Recently there have been rumors spreading on the island that the treasure is fake, and several pirate groups are already planning to leave. Cavendish continued. Really? Then it seems that I don't have to wait any longer. Over the years, news of Captain John's treasure has often been reported on the sea, but in the end it was proved to be false. Maybe it's the same this time. Those pirates couldn't find the treasure, so naturally they wouldn't stay any longer. But Lucifer is different, he didn't come here for the treasure. Now that he knows that the pirate is leaving and that there will be no pirates coming back, he can do it. On the west blue shore of Crescent Island, a pirate ship is docked on the shore, and a pirate flag is fluttering in the wind, hunting. After this pirate ship landed on Crescent Island, other pirates on the island dared not approach the shore of West Blue. All because of that pirate flag. On the pirate flag is a smiling face with teeth bared, with a black stripe running diagonally through it. The graphics are unremarkable, but in the first half of the Grand Line they are terrifying. Because this flag represents Heavenly Yaksha, one of the 7 warlords of the sea, Donquixote Doflamingo. Hey, Captain, are we really going to shoot them? Cavendish stood behind Lucifer, hesitating. In the first half of the Grand Line, Shichibukai's deterrence is still very strong. Although Doflamingo's base camp is in New World, his influence extends to the first half of the Grand Line. Most of the pirates who dared to attack Doflamingo did not end well. Why, are you scared? Lucifer smiled calmly. Afraid? How is it possible? How could I be afraid? What are you kidding? Cavendish shook his head again and again, as if his pride had been hit. He was originally a bold person, coupled with his good strength, he was only jealous of Shichibukai, never afraid. Cavendish just felt that there was no need to provoke Doflamingo. After all, there were no treasures on the island, and they had no conflict of interest with the Donquixote family. Cavendish couldn't figure out why Lucifer made a move on the Donquixote family. Did they have a grudge? No one would have guessed that Lucifer killed pirates just to get kill points. Who are you? This is the residence of the Donquixote family, don't get close, leave as soon as possible. Seeing Lucifer and Cavendish appearing, a few pirate soldiers were alert and scolded immediately. The miscellaneous soldiers will be handed over to you, Lucifer said calmly. Understood. Cavendish turned into a gust of wind, and rushed forward with a whimper. Puff. 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 The gust of wind whizzed by, and blood flowers bloomed. More than a dozen pirates were stabbed in the chest and fell into a pool of blood. Enemy attack. Enemy attack. Notify Lord Diamante quickly. Damn it. Damn it. Where the hell is it? You dare to attack our Donquixote family, you are dead. Where? His speed is too fast. Itachi, this guy is Itachi. A group of pirates looked terrified and cursed, but they couldn't find Cavendish, let alone attack. Soon, dozens of pirates on the shore were all killed by Cavendish's sword. Call out. At this moment, a vacuum slash was shot from the pirate ship, and it came to Cavendish in an instant. There was a crisp clang, and sparks flew everywhere. Cavendish split the slash, leaving 2 sword marks on the ground across the left and right sides. Immediately, a figure came through the air and met Cavendish hand to hand. The swordsmanship of the two was extremely fast, and they slashed dozens of swords at each other in an instant, and finally they separated. Appearing in front of Lucifer was a man over 5 meters tall, wearing a fur-brimmed hat, 2 red facial lines on his face, and a red cape, showing his chest and abdominal muscles, dressed like a tribal native. Diamante, one of the top cadres under Doflamingo. Behind Diamante, there are 2 more people coming one after another, a man and a woman, namely Buffalo and Baby 5. Lucifer has already found out that only 3 cadres of Diamante came to the Donquixote family for this operation. You 2 bastards, you dare to do it. Do you know who you killed? Diamante glanced at the corpse on the ground, raised his long sword, and pointed it at Cavendish first, and then at Lucifer.